Well, welcome everyone. This is the last Thursday of the month, so the last time. This has been seems like a long month, doesn't it? May mindfulness. Have you been doing it? I hope so. But we're going to review everything tonight. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Everything. And we will not have a story, but we will have our little video of anchor breath instead. That's included, okay? So you're still going to have a bit of a story, but not from a book. So here we go. Let's just take a moment. Put one hand on our heart and one hand on the belly. This is really how mindfulness starts. Let's just take a moment and start to notice your breathing and notice how you're feeling. And let's just start with the mindfulness and let's just take a moment to just listen. Listen to the sounds outside. Listen to the sounds in the house. Listen to the sounds in the room. Listen to the sounds in your body. If you haven't had your dinner, your tummy might be rumbling. So, share my screen with you. So here we are with our picture that we see every week. Just notice how you're feeling. And that's all part of mindfulness, is just noticing and accepting. So say maybe you are anxious or worried. You just say, oh my gosh, I'm anxious about something. And you know you can take some deep breaths, right? Well, let's just go to the next slide because it really helps us to know what to do. So how am I feeling today? So if say I feel angry or I feel terrified, stressed out, and here it just tells you I need to take some deep breaths, maybe ask for help. And then over here, if you're feeling confused or worried or nervous or frightened, and just over here it suggests things, maybe take a break, get some fresh air, talk to someone. And of course the blue one, sick, tired, hurt or sad. Get some rest. Do something you enjoy. Maybe tell somebody you don't feel very well, you know. And of course the green one is the happy one. Well, calm, excited, focused, happy. All the good things. Just enjoy the feeling and share it with others. So when you do feel these things, just say, okay, this is how I feel, and okay, this is what I can do, right? That's all about mindfulness. You don't kind of get, okay, if you're angry, don't get angry with yourself being angry, right? Just say, oh, I'm angry. What can I do about that? Oh, I know. Just accept it. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes if something's annoyed you, you could just say, yeah, oh, that's made me so angry. And that's it. You know, just accept it and say, yes, that has made me feel angry. So, a prayer for May. This will be the last time we see this till next year. May you be happy. May you stay healthy. May you feel safe. May you find comfort. May you sense peace. May you give love. May you possess courage. May you have faith. May you spread joy. May you be kind. So it says soon, but you know what? The flowers are up. We have tulips here. We have daffodils. I don't see snowdrops, I don't see crocuses, but I do see tulips and daffodils. And even the lupins are starting, and they just grow everywhere here in the ditches. They're like weeds, but they're beautiful. So, yes, so happy the flowers are blooming. And you know what else is blooming? The 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 blossoms on the trees, they're just beautiful. And the forsythia is just finishing. They were just blooming yellow. Now the yellow's turning to green. Oh, just been beautiful here. And the other thing, when we drive through the country, there's red. If the fields have been turned over, it's all red and green. Green fields of grass and and yellow for the dandelions. So, oh my gosh, here we are, mindfulness. This has been a big month, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of things to understand. It's been quite the month. And there's all sorts of different ways to explain mindfulness. So what is it? Mindfulness, question mark. Haha. Paying attention on purpose. That's like we say. If I'm angry, if you're feeling angry, just say, oh yeah, I'm angry. I am angry. You're paying attention on purpose, or whatever, a feeling, or it could be like, oh, I'm feeling tired, better get to bed. Or you could say, you know what, I'm feeling cold. Don't just sit there and get miserable and what have you. Say, oh, I feel cold, I better put a jacket on or something. So here we are. So paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So paying attention on purpose. So that means really noticing how you're feeling. All right. So if you are angry, just say, oh, I am angry. Or if you're hungry, say, I am hungry. And that's when they say, when you're hungry, you kind of get angry. So it's that hangry. They put the two words together. So when you're hungry, don't get hangry, right? So paying attention on purpose, really noticing how you're feeling in the present moment. So slow down and focus on what's happening right now. And non-judgmentally, notice your thoughts, good or bad, then get on with life. So again, if you're angry, say, yes, I'm angry. Or if you are sad, then cry. And if you're happy, then laugh, right? So it said in the sheet I sent you about what things you could do mindfully. And they suggested eating, do these daily activities mindfully. So eating, doing dishes, or brushing your teeth. And if you remember, I sent you this. So mindful brushing. So that means you carefully put on your toothbrush on the toothpaste, the toothpaste on the toothbrush, and I know Anna would be doing is she'd be looking in the mirror, right? But don't be looking on the mirror. Just focus on the toothpaste and the toothbrush, and just notice the shape. Maybe close your eyes. Brush. Feel the bristles in your mouth. Notice how it feels. Notice the taste of the toothpaste. Notice the smell. And notice any sounds, and notice how your mouth, tongue, and teeth feel before and after brushing. And then the other thing was washing dishes. Now, some people don't wash dishes, but they'll put things in the dishwasher. So, if you're either washing dishes or putting things in the dishwasher, you can do that mindfully. So you could pick something up one thing at a time, and just taking an extra second or two to clean it or to place it in the dishwasher, and then mindful of the passing thoughts and of letting them go. And then the eating one, well, that's something we should do because it's also good for your digestion. So eat to stay healthy. So make a conscious effort to eat healthy food and eat slowly. And then turn off the television or your phone. So don't have distractions. Take small bites and chew slowly and appreciate your food and engage all your senses. So you could smell your food, notice the texture in your mouth, and look at the food, right? So engage all the senses. Did I say smell? I think I did. Anyway, so here we go. Oh, remember we looked at all these pictures. So there again, you could look at a picture, just look at it. But when you look at it mindfully, you kind of think, oh, you think, oh, I noticed that, but now I notice this, and now I notice something else. And this is giraffe painting a picture is really good, really good image of how mindful, how to look at things mindfully. Now, of course, all he can see, the giraffe can see, is the top of the head because he's looking down. Whereas we can see this picture, right? The lady with a long dress and a big hat. But that's all the giraffe can see, is that. It's not wrong, is it? It's what the giraffe sees. Oh, this is a good one, isn't it? This is weird. Don't you think this is a weird one? Oh, I don't know what you see first. If you saw the lady's half a face, or if you saw the profile of the face. It's kind of neat, isn't it? There's an eye, and then it goes down to a nose, but that nose is also pointing that way. And then the mouth is half of the mouth, but the mouth is also pointing that way. You really kind of look at it and think, ooh, I gotta look at this more closely. Or you could say, what is that? Right? And remember, this is a really good one. Like you look at it and you think, somebody, and there's nothing wrong, right? There's no wrong answer. You might see a white vase with butterflies, or you might see the two faces facing each other, looking at each other with the white background and the butterflies. And of course, there's this one. First of all, well, you know what? I don't know about you, but when I looked at it first, it was like, oh, there's lots of candy. You know those little round red and white striped candy? That's what it kind of, ooh. Then you think, oh yes, no, they're parasols. And then you start noticing they're on a beach probably because it has the sea, but it's a pebble beach. You start noticing things, right? And everybody's going to notice something different at different times. And it's all right. And then there's this one, blueberries. There's a drop of water, and that's what I noticed first. I noticed this. I don't know about you, but that's what I noticed first was this area. And you might notice something else first, which is fine. And then there's this one. My eye got drawn to the sun, the light here first. That was when the first time I saw it, but then I started noticing the arms, and they're all different. And then I started thinking, oh, that looks like they might be, I don't know, firefighters. They, firefighters have the stripes on their the clothes they wear. Although that one's a bare arm, So I'm not sure what that person was doing, but anyway. And they have different, the stripes are different, but they're the fluorescent ones. So if they're walking around in the dark, attending to an emergency, you can see them. They're reflective. Okay, and then there's this one. I think right away you know that they're the, well, I think so. I think you know right away that they're the hole punch things, but you know, the come out the hole punch. But then you notice all the different colors. And then there's this one. This is a good one. It looks like a wave, but then you realize that is concrete and it's a staircase. There's the staircase going around down. It's a spiral staircase. And we're looking down to the ground. The spiral staircase goes all the way around and down to the next floor down. Right. Oh my gosh. Here, I told you there was a lot to get through, right? We're just reviewing everything. So, mindfulness. Stop, listen, what do you hear? So just stop for a moment, close your eyes, and listen to the sounds around you. Listen for two faraway sounds, two nearby sounds, and two sounds right beside or inside you. Okay, we did that. And this was the mindful eating, if you remember. We were just talking about that. And I sent you that picture. Food adventures, I sent you that one. And then there was another one, the great outdoors. Just go outside into nature to awaken your senses. What do you smell? What sounds do you hear? What could you hold in your hand? What do you see? So that's all mindfulness when you go outside. And now we're talking about this again. I told you it was all review. So we just did this kind of thing. It was like, what do you hear outside the house? What do you hear in the room? And then what do you hear inside your body? Oh, yes, and this was the other big one we did. Change the channel, right? So, if you start getting, negative, positive, or you start noticing and then you kind of, you got to change the channel, right? So if you're feeling down, notice you're feeling down and think, oh, I think I could be happy if I tried. And the other thing is if you are feeling down, all right, just say change the channel. Yes, yes, yes. It might not happen right away, but if you can just say, oh yes, I'm feeling down. I really should try and feel positive, right? Change the channel. Now this person isn't really sad or feeling, I don't know, he doesn't look sad, does he? But anyway, let's see what happens when we say change the channel. Ah, so he was kind of thinking about something. Maybe he was worried. You know, he wasn't smiling, so maybe he was worried. And he was, so if he recognizes he was worried and he needed some help, he could go and ask for help. So change the channel. Oh, definitely. This one looks like they are sad, right? And upset. So you can say, okay, I am feeling sad. I'm feeling upset. What could I do? Change the channel to hang out with my friends. That might help. Oh, this person, I think, maybe worried. Worried about something. Stressed, anxious. Change the channel. Oh, get outside. Smell the fresh air. See the blue sky. Be out in nature. Oh, and of course, if you're feeling negative, say, I'm feeling negative. I have to either, sometimes the people you hang around with can be negative, and you can think to yourself, you know what? These people are very negative. I think I have to change the channel. I have to do something about this. And you can go and hang out with some positive people, right? And then you can feel positive. Okay, so now it's meditation time, and I told the people that were here at the beginning we weren't going to have a story, but we will have our little anchor breath video. So anchor breath, here we go. Claire going to wake up? She might just sleep through it. That's okay. Maybe she's listening.
Imagine that you're on a small boat in the middle of the ocean, and the wind and the waves are your thoughts and feelings. When the water is calm, it's easy for you to steer your boat where you want it to go. You can see what's around you, make good decisions, and enjoy the journey. But when the seas get stormy, when the wind and the waves get bigger and stronger, it's easy for a little boat to get tossed around. If the storm gets big enough, it can be hard to see anything else. Your boat is getting so tossed around that you can't see where the storm is coming from or how to get out of it. Sometimes you can't even tell which end is up. But your boat has an anchor. A boat with a strong anchor still feels the wind and the waves, but the anchor gives your boat the steadiness it needs to weather the storm without losing its way. This anchor is inside of you. In fact, you have 3 anchors. Your body, your breath, and your mindset can all be powerful anchors that keep you steady when your emotions get stormy. But just like the anchor on a boat, our inner anchors can only help us when we know where they are and how to use them. The practices of yoga and mindfulness are powerful ways to get familiar with our inner anchors, learn how to use them, and explore all they can do. The best time to practice is when the seas are quiet. Then, when you're faced with a challenging emotional storm, you'll be better able to use your body, breath, and mindset to help you stay steady, safe, and heading in the right direction. Bon voyage!
All right. So I'm going to play that one more time, because this will be the last time we get to see this, and it's really good. It explains it so well, doesn't it, with the little movie? So this is anchor breath. One more time.
Imagine that you're on a small boat in the middle of the ocean, and the wind and the waves are your thoughts and feelings. When the water is calm, it's easy for you to steer your boat where you want it to go. You can see what's around you, make good decisions, and enjoy the journey. But when the seas get stormy, when the wind and the waves get bigger and stronger, it's easy for a little boat to get tossed around. If the storm gets big enough, it can be hard to see anything else. Your boat is getting so tossed around that you can't see where the storm is coming from or how to get out of it. Sometimes you can't even tell which end is up. But your boat has an anchor. A boat with a strong anchor still feels the wind and the waves, but the anchor gives your boat the steadiness it needs to weather the storm without losing its way. This anchor is inside of you. In fact, you have 3 anchors. Your body, your breath, and your mindset can all be powerful anchors that keep you steady when your emotions get stormy. But just like the anchor on a boat, our inner anchors can only help us when we know where they are and how to use them. The practices of yoga and mindfulness are powerful ways to get familiar with our inner anchors, learn how to use them, and explore all they can do. The best time to practice is when the seas are quiet. Then, when you're faced with a challenging emotional storm, you'll be better able to use your body, breath, and mindset to help you stay steady, safe, and heading in the right direction. Bon voyage!
There, it was good to watch it twice, right? So now we're going to practice, because that's what she said. You practice when you don't need it, when you're feeling calm. When the waters are calm, you practice, because then when the waters are rough, you're ready and you can do it right away. So she's talking about waters, but that means that when life gets tough, when you're upset, that's when the waters are rough. So the other, so what she's saying, that anchor breath, you can do it three different ways. You can have hand on belly or hands on belly, both hands on belly, hands on heart, or hand in front of your mouth, right? So we'll practice. Let's just practice putting our hands on our belly, both hands on the belly. And that means when you breathe and you take deep breaths, your stomach goes in and out. So that's good to know. That means that you're taking the deep breaths, and the deep breaths are the ones that calm you down. So you might like that. You might like to just put your hands on your heart and think to yourself, oh yes, here's my heart. Oh, just think to yourself, oh yes, here's my heart. I need to calm down. I just need to be still for a moment. Or you might like to breathe onto your hand, because then you feel your breath. Or you just practice that and you decide which one you like the best. So it might be hand on the heart or hand on the belly. So which one does it feel best for you? Choose a spot where your breath felt the strongest. That will be your anchor spot. So just take a moment. You can change and do the different ones, or you can just say, oh no, I like it. I like whatever one you've chosen. So it might be hands on the belly, hands on the heart, or hands in front of the mouth. So that's the one you've decided, or you can try next time you're upset, or your mind's wandering, or you're getting distracted. You can just bring yourself back with your breath. All right, and that's what she said. You have your body, your breath, and your mindset. So remember the change the channel, that was all about mindset, right? So when you talk about when you're feeling negative, you've got to try and change the channel to make it feel positive, right? So that's the mindset. And then the body, well, you could go for a walk, you could do yoga. And the other thing is your breath. So this is what we're talking about here, is the anchor breath. And your breath and your body have to come together. And then that's when you're feeling really good. You've got to have that body and mind connection. And it's the breath that brings the body and the mind together. So there's the anchor breath for you. There was all, I remember, you know, lots of different ways of breathing, right? So this is kind of goes with the movie, the anchor breath. But you know lots of ways of breathing, because I even sent you this one, mindful breath. And that one says, practice mindful breathing by simply taking a few minutes to breathe deeply. That's very, very simple, right? And it says you can place your right hand on your belly and the other hand on your heart, which is what I think you like to do, right? And then you can inhale for 4 counts and then exhale for 4 counts. Well, that's a good one too. So if these aren't working for you, just do that. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just count for 4 in and count for 4 out. There's so many different things you can do. Okay, so we did all that review. Oh my gosh. So we'll just go straight to this, which is this is all mindfulness too. So when you are feeling down, feeling negative, just let it go. Mindfulness is being patient with yourself and with others. And of course, accepting who you are and other people, and also how you feel, right? So we will change the channel thing and just say, all right, I'm feeling, or the other thing right at the beginning where we talk about the barometer. I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling sick, just accept. But the big one is gratitude. And that is part of mindfulness too, is to be grateful. So we've got our empty basket. We've got one first stone. Claire, can you just take a moment to think of something you're grateful for? Pop your stone in. And, oh, where are we? And then Kathy, you're next. And then your stone goes in. And then Sarah is there. I can't see her, but she's there. And next is Megan. Here's a stone for Megan. And then there is Jennifer. Okay, so lots of stones this week in the basket. Thank you very much. I'm almost grateful when you do that. So don't ruin a good today by thinking about a bad yesterday. Let it go. So like I said, because we were reviewing so much, we will not have a story. We will just go, I will go, because you're already there. I will go and sit on the mat. And while I'm doing that, you just put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly and just notice how you're feeling. Now I will join you on the mat. And I'll put one hand on heart, one hand on belly, and I'll just notice how I'm feeling. I'm going to settle because I've just moved, so I'm going to settle in. And I'm just going to notice what I hear outside. And I can feel a bit of a breeze coming through the open window. I don't know if you have an open window, whether your room is hot. I can smell fresh air coming in. It's got a different smell. It's a nice fresh air smell. I don't know if you can smell cooking. Maybe Claire can smell her fish chowder. If anybody else has cooking going on in their house, maybe they can smell their dinner being cooked. All right. It's always good. Just take a moment, a mindful moment, just to notice what's going on inside your body, what's going on outside. Sounds, smells, feeling. Okay, so we'll start moving. See how that makes us feel. So we'll just start with our cat and our cow. Nice and gentle. And of course, breathe. When you move, you breathe. Notice how you're breathing. Notice when you breathe in and then when you breathe out. And then we'll slowly go to our side bends. Nice stretch. Really stretch, stretch, stretch. Really stretch. Take a moment there to stretch. Take a moment to notice how that feels, that stretch. Oh, it's a big stretch. And then go the other side and notice the big stretch. And then we'll go back to the cat and the cow. Go backwards and forwards, curling the spine, tucking the chin in, putting the hands back and looking up at the ceiling. Backwards and forwards with the cat and the cow. Oh, and then we'll just reach up. Oh, reach up. And then just do our twist. So one hand behind, one hand on your knee. Look over the shoulder. And as you breathe, lengthen the spine. And then up and over, breathing in. And then looking over the shoulder, breathing out. And then breathing in and making that spine grow a little taller. And then up and over. Just gentle twist. Just let the twist come from within your body. And then up and over. Just twist. And then reaching up. Reach, reach, reach. And remember the breath. The breath out is the one you take nice and slowly. And that's the one that calms you down. We'll go back to our cat and cow. And then we'll just have a nice little rest. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. And notice how you're feeling. Notice the breath. Does it make a sound? Is your stomach making a sound? Is there sounds in the house? Smells in the house? Just notice everything. Maybe notice what's going on outside. And then we'll put our feet together. So feet together, put the knees down. Because remember I told you I saw flowers? Well, I also saw butterflies. So we'll do our butterfly pose. So you can let those knees flap, just like the butterfly wings. And just let those knees fall. Pretend you're a butterfly with a beautiful pattern on the wings. Sit nice and tall. And bring the knees together and stretch the legs out. Give those legs a little shake, a little wiggle. And then get onto our hands and knees into our tabletop. So of course we have to move cushions, blocks out of the way. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We'll just start to do big circles with our hips. Round and around we go. So really push the hips forward, then out to the side, and let them go right down to the ankles. And around the other way. Ooh, nice and slow. Noticing how the hips are making a big circle. And then we'll just let the hips go down and stretch the hands out in front. So keeping the knees together, the arms are straight. So now we're in an extended child's pose. Hips down, knees together, Arms are straight. Then you could just rock forward, so shoulders over the hands. Just rock back. Rock forward, shoulders over the hands. So just stay there. You're getting your arms nice and strong and the shoulders nice and strong. Just rock back. Rock forward. Just hold it there. Shoulders and arms working hard. Rock back. Then rock forward. Rock back. And just getting ready to do our downward facing dog. So you put your hands on the floor, on the mat. And curl those toes under. And put the hips up in the air. Straight legs, straight arms. Really stretch the legs. Hips up. And then you can walk forward, touching the mat. Doing the forward fold. And then you're slowly coming up, bringing your hands to heart center. There. Now we're going to be ready for our sun salutation. So lifting those arms up, reaching up, hinging at the hips, touching the fingertips to the mat. Then touch your knees, then touch the mat. Bring those arms up, reach up, and then hands down to heart center. And again, so up, bring the arms down, hinge at the hips, touch the mat, touch the knees, touch the mat. Bring those arms up, hands to heart center. And again, so up, hinge at the hips, touch the mat, touch your knees, touch the mat. And bring those arms up, hands to heart center. One more time, here we go. Up, hinge at the hips, touch the mat, touch the knees, touch the mat. And bring those arms up to heart center. Great job. Just take a moment, just put your hands down and noticing your jaw. Just wiggle the jaw, wiggle your tongue. Just take away the tension. And now we'll put our right foot forward and left foot back. We're going to do warrior two. So that means the left foot, toes are facing the long end of the mat, and our bodies are facing the long end of the mat. And bend that knee. Make sure you can see those big toes. Then the arms go up. And then just turn, look at those fingers. Now strong arms, strong legs. And then just have a little rest. Bring the arm over your head. And then reach, 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 reach. And then back into warrior two. And then we'll do peaceful warrior. So bringing the front hand up, back hand down. Back to warrior two. Then turn those feet, face the same way, and hinge at the hips. Just touch the mat. Just touch the mat. We'll just have a nice forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. So fingertips on the mat, legs wide, hinge at the hips. And slowly coming up. Slowly coming up into our star pose. Everybody up into star pose. And then arms down and turn the other way. Bend the knee. Make sure you can see the toes. The back foot pointed to the long end of the mat. Arms up. And then we're going to rest the arm. Bring the back arm up and over. Reach, reach, reach. And back into warrior two. Back hand goes down. Right hand comes up. Reaching. Back. Hands come down. Point those toes the same way. We're just going to do a wide-legged forward fold. That's all we're doing. Just a wide-legged forward fold. Let's take some deep breaths here. Notice how your spine and your hips, pelvis, just all the muscles there, just become nice and stretched and loose. And coming up nice and slow, up you come, up into a star, up into a star, up into star pose, and then the arms come down. Walk those feet together, give those feet a little shake. And standing nice and tall in our mountain pose. Palms facing forward. Take some deep breaths. And you could even put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Do those nice deep breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Really notice. Notice if your heart's racing. Notice if you're getting a little bit out of breath. All the ups and downs we were doing. And we're going to get back down onto the ground using our downward facing dog. So get those hands on the mat. Step back. Hips up. Legs straight. Arms straight. And that's it. Into your downward facing dog. And then slowly knees can go onto the mat. From your downward facing dog, knees just go down. Hands are down. So just keep the big toes together and open up the knees. So the knees are nice and wide apart. Hips are down. And then just let the head come down. Just relax. Just become nice and soft. The hips are down. Head's down. Knees are wide apart. Big toes together. And notice your breath. Just slow the breath down. Remember, the child's pose is a nice calming pose. It's the one to do if you're feeling sad or angry, or tired, or stressed. Come into a child's pose and I hope to calm you down. Get comfortable and let your body soften. Just notice how you're feeling. You can still push up. Bring those knees together. And just go to turn around. Lie on your back. Just take a moment. Keep the knees together and feet apart. Just take a moment to rest. So knees together, feet apart. Just notice how the floor supports the lower back and all of your back, all the way up to the head. Notice how the back feels on your back, or pushing you up. Maybe if you've had a bit of a sore back, the floor is just helping to straighten everything out. Okay, now we've had a little rest, a little notice on how we feel. Just bring the feet together now. So feet together, knees together. So we're ready for our bridge pose now. So push those hips up. Push the hips up. Using the muscles here in the thighs and around the hips. Hold up the hips. Then let the pelvis go down. You let your hips go down. Lift up the hips again. See, my hips are up here. There's space underneath. So that's the bridge, right? That's where the water's flowing. Your body's a bridge. The water's flowing underneath you. Let the hips go down. We'll lift up the hips one more time. Big breath in, lift up the hips. Lift them up even higher maybe than they were before. So you have to use these muscles here in the core, muscles in the thighs. And let the hips go down nice and slow. Take a little moment here, just have a little rest. And then straighten those legs. Push the ankles away. Push, push, push. All the leg muscles in your legs are all tense. And then just relax. And you can bend one knee and slide the foot up the straight leg. We're doing our reclined tree pose. So let the knee fall to the ground. Foot's somewhere along the straight leg. Just relax. Relax the knee. Relax the bent leg. Relax the arms and the shoulders. Just notice the tongue. Maybe stick the tongue out or wiggle the tongue or just wiggle the jaw. Just relax. Really relax and just notice how the knee just falls to the ground. Straighten that leg. Now bend the other leg. Bend the other knee. Bring the foot up the straight leg. And then just settle into this side. Reclined tree pose. Just let that leg settle. Let it fall to the floor. Just relax the muscles there. You bent the knee, you brought the foot up. So now just relax the muscles. Just take a big breath in and let it out. Straighten that leg. Bring the knees up. Bring the knees up. Do a little roll from side to side. Feet go down. Keep the knees together. Let the knees go to one side. Arms out. Look away from the knees. Really slow, deep breaths now. Cool down or calm down. Slowly bring the knees up. Point the knees to the sky. Let the knees fall to the other side. Look away from the knees. Arms are out in a T. Slow, deep breaths here. Really notice how slow and deep the breaths are. Breathe in right into the stomach, into the belly. And just breathe out. And another one. Breathe in. And out. And bring the knees up. Point to the sky. Bring the knees up. Give them a hug. Have a little roll from side to side. Put the feet down. Just take a moment just to notice how your back feels nice and straight against the floor. And then you can get ready for Shavasana. Just get comfortable, relaxing on the floor or in the chair. Maybe closing your eyes or gently looking down in front of you. Just notice how your spine lengthens as your breath gets longer. Take a moment to settle. Just breathe nice and slowly. Notice if your mind is racing with thoughts and just come to stillness. And notice if there's any tension in the body and just let go and just come to stillness. Relax your shoulders, soften your face. Let the busyness of your day begin to melt away. Just be. Be in this moment. Be fully in this moment. Just think about mindfulness, all the different things it means, and the way it can help you in your everyday life. Mindfulness is being in the present moment, noticing what is happening. Just notice how your body is, notice how your breath is. Just be in this space and time. There's nothing to do right now but just be. Anchor yourself in this body, remembering the anchor breath that we practiced. Remember, you can always anchor yourself with your body and with your breath. Just noticing your nice, slow, bright breathing. And just really enjoy resting, being still. Just be. Just slowly start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Just start to move your head. Roll over to one side and push yourself up very slowly. Come up to seated. Just take a moment to say, peace is in me. Peace is in me. Peace is
in me.
peace is in me. Peace is in me. And of course, the other thing we haven't done yet is just roll our eyes up. That's a little tiny yoga move. The corners of the eyes, corners of the mouth. So we smile. And then, of course, we have to share our loving kindness with each other. And I've caught your loving kindness. I'm going to keep it in my heart till I see you again next week. And it will be June. June already. Wow. So have a lovely week. Thank you all for coming.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye bye.